With that, I will turn it over to Coach Dungy.
Thank you, Andy. I appreciate him still referring to me as coach, even though I'm not coaching anymore. But it is really an honor to be here. I got involved in this process a couple of months ago just by going in and speaking to Mike when he was in Leavenworth, and we talked for a long time about things that had gone on in his life, but we talked more about what he wanted to do in the future, and that's what I was concerned with, and really got the sense that he wanted to do some great things. He wanted to be a positive role model for young people, and he wanted to get back to his family. And with that in mind, we kind of made a commitment to stick with each other and continue to talk through things and continue to bounce things off each other. Commissioner Goodell found out about that conversation, and when he talked to Mike, he asked me if I would come on board on behalf of the league in a formal role, and I agreed to do that. I was happy to do that. I was excited to see what would transpire. When he got reinstated, several people called me, several coaches, and wanted to ask about my dealings with Mike and my thoughts, and Andy was one of them, and we had a long conversation about where I felt Mike was, and I'm just really happy that things turned out this way. I'm proud of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know they didn't do this as a charity measure. They feel like Mike's going to help their football team and be a weapon for them, but they also stepped out to give a man a second chance, and I think that's important. I've done a lot of work with inmates and ex-offenders in Tampa for the last 13 years. The last project I was involved with in Indianapolis was getting together with Mayor Greg Ballard there on a reentry program. We have roughly 4,000 inmates every year that come back into the city of Indianapolis and Marion County there, and we wanted to structure some things to make it easier for those young men who had made mistakes to come back and be productive. And I think that's what this is all about. So I'm proud of the Eagles. I think it's going to work out great. I told Mike I didn't think he could be with a better organization. From my dealings with Andy and Jeffrey Lurie and Joe Banner, I know they're going to have a great support system here in place for him. And I'm also very proud of Donovan McNabb. You know, he went out of his way to tell Coach Reed, we should make this happen. This guy can help us, but also he's a friend, and I want to make it good for him. So I think you just see a symbol of some great leadership and Christian forgiveness. So I'm excited for Mike, happy for him, and just want to be helpful in any way possible. I told Andy, you know, I don't want to overstep my bounds, but I'll be there to help him in any capacity he wants, and that's basically why I'm here and why I'm involved. So with that, I will turn it over to Mike.
First off, I would like to express my gratification to Jeff Lurie and Coach Reed, Andy Reid, for making me a part of this organization and giving me an opportunity. I know, as we all know, in the past, I made some mistakes. I've done some terrible things, made a horrible mistake. And now I want to be part of the solution and not the problem. I'm making conscious efforts in the community to work with the Humane Society, and hopefully I can do that locally and continue with my diligent efforts in bringing awareness to animal cruelty, and dog fighting in the inner cities and in our communities. I want to say thank you to, send a special thanks to Donovan McNabb. He's a great friend, and for reaching out to Andy and just giving Andy a time to think about the decision that he made and bringing me in. I now know that playing in the NFL is a privilege and not a right, and I want to do whatever's necessary and be the best ambassador for the NFL and out in the community. I want to send a special thanks to my family, my fiance, Kiafa, my mom, my dad, everybody who was influential and, helping me change as an individual. I want to say thank you to Commissioner Goodell. I want to say thank you to Tony Dungy, serving as my mentor, also being influential in my walk and helping redefine, me as an individual and just giving me the proper advice and being there and having open dialogue with me at all times. I want to say thank you to my agent, Joel Siegel, who's been there through the ups and downs and through the hardest times of my life. Judy Smith, as well as other people who have contributed in my comeback. Once again, I know everybody's thinking, why Philadelphia? First off, I think it's one of the flagship organizations, great tradition, great staff, great organization, winning team. Have a great team in place, and I just want to be a part of that great tradition and give this team every opportunity to win a Super Bowl. This is I'm considering this my first year. First year back, not trying to come out and, just trying to fit in wherever I can, get acclimated, and, just do whatever I can to help this team succeed and reach the Super Bowl. With that said, I know I probably left some people out who I probably need to send a special thanks to. I'm sorry, but you all know who you are, and I will continue to, serve in our community, continue to do all the right things, and continue to help young individuals out in this world from going down the same path that I went down. I'm excited about the opportunity, and with that said, I'll just open it up for questions, and I'll be willing to answer any of them. I addressed that I made poor judgment, bad decisions in my life, and I had to reach a turning point, and prison definitely did it for me, but it was totally unnecessary and uncalled for.